Hello, welcome back to the Johnny King 1917 community. I am Johnny King 1917, and we're going to be going on a plane today. Okay, not literally, but we are going to be talking about plane travel, air travel. But specifically, why? Why do we use planes instead of ships nowadays? Because back in the early 20th century, pretty much every travel was on ships. And then from the mid to late 20th century onwards, we use planes now. Why? You may think we started to use planes to get from A to B, but in like 1920, but we actually started earlier than that. Actually, before the First World War. We actually started in May 1908. When the first ever when the first ever passenger plane took off, and it was when Wilbur Wright carried Charles Furness just 2,000 feet across the beach at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, which is in the United States. And just 1 year later, in 1909, the first airline in the world was a German airship company called D-Line. So, yeah, 1908, that's when air travel became a thing, really. And it was growing. The business was growing throughout the 1910s and the 1920s. Obviously not as bad as ship travel, but it was certainly growing. And it went from only 6,000 passengers in 1929 to more than 450,000 by 1934. So around the Great Depression era was when air travel actually started taking off. And then it went to 1.2 million in 1933. Actually, fun fact for you, the Ile de France actually had air travel on it. Yes, some ships actually had air travel on them. And this was so roughly 6 passengers, I believe it is, could actually arrive to their destination around a day earlier than everyone else on the ship, which is cool. There was one issue with air travel back in the early 20th century. You see, it has something to do with the thing that we use every single day, and that some people really love and others really hate. And it's a green piece of paper, or over here, depending on what the number says. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, it's called money. Yeah, it was too expensive to fly back then, which was annoying if you wanted to go in the air. And that's actually why it wasn't really that common back then, because that hideous thing called money that not a lot of people have, not a lot of people still have, but that is a topic for another day. It wasn't until around the 1950s, 1960s, when air travel became a little bit more common. That is because there was a boom in technology, and some people thought, big thing in the sky, I can go quicker than big boat on the sea by about 4 days, depending on how fast the ship can go. Because a plane, if you didn't know, going from London Heathrow Airport to New York, that takes around 7 hours. It's a 7-hour flight. But if you was to go from Southampton to New York, depending on how fast the ship is, it could take around 3 to 6 days. So, big thing in the sky. can go faster than big boat on the sea. We can get to our destination quicker and have a longer holiday. Oh my god. We can have more time there. But it did become cheaper as well, so there's that. And it wasn't until the Airline Deregulation Act of 1978 which made aircraft more affordable. And thus, through the late 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, etc., etc., air travel became what it is today. That being, it's pretty much the only way you can get from, say, I don't know, Rotterdam to Buenos Aires or something, or, I don't know, Newcastle to Marseille in France. And ships nowadays are cruise ships, really. They don't really have that ocean liner purpose anymore because of planes. So that's the question. Why? Why are we cooped up in a little cabin, whereas before we were in a luxurious boat that was pretty much a floating hotel? So why did we downgrade from a luxurious floating hotel to being cramped in a little cabin space? The reason why everyone is cramped in a cabin space will come in a different video. But why did we go from a luxurious hotel to just sat there, really? So yeah, why did we downgrade? Well, nowadays, at least, I forgot to mention, there are technically still ocean liners around. They're called ferries. I literally just remembered that, even though that's how I went to Belfast. But yeah, the reason why we downgraded is because, yeah, money again. Unfortunately, everything has to do with money, doesn't it? That's a different topic, though. Yeah, travelling by air is typically more cheaper than travelling across sea. Because with a plane, you get there quicker, but it's also less luxurious, per se. Like a ship, it's more luxurious, it's better to go on a ship than a plane. But the issue is, it just costs more because it's longer and it's bigger, has more stuff, more luxurious than that of a plane. And it's just easier to go on a plane, isn't it? Yeah, getting through airport security, all that, blah, blah, blah. It's a pain in the neck to get through. I personally haven't had any issues getting through it. But it's a bloody pain to get through. And also you have to wait for your plane to come, which can sometimes be a right pain in the backside. Never use EasyJet. I'm telling you, never, ever, ever use EasyJet. Anyway, that's a different topic for another day yet again. Yeah, it's annoying to, like, have to get through airport security and stuff like that. And then you have to wait for your plane. It could be delayed. All that. You don't have that issues with ships typically. However, it is way cheaper. So more people are just like, well, why spend, like, I don't know, 2,574 quid on going on a big luxurious boat which takes about 5 days. But, well, actually, it takes about a day or something to get from Belfast to, I don't know, Gibraltar, or let's think, or from, it takes about a day to get from Belfast to Cherbourg. Or how about Portsmouth to Alicante? Yeah, why have to wait like a day when you can just get there in about 2 hours from a plane? Which is significantly cheaper as well, like 700 quid. Bargain compared to a ship. It's not a bargain, but it's a bargain compared to a ship. And even though it's way more cramped than a ship. But the main driving factor of this is money. It's cheaper to use a plane compared to a ship. Simple as that. Even though there are better means of getting, no point in using like a plane to get to somewhere like London to Paris. At that point, just go on a train, use the Eurostar. But if you do want to go from like, I don't know, Nottingham to Valencia, a plane is cheaper than a ship. And also it's quicker, as I've said already. It takes about 2 hours to get from London to Alicante, and about the same amount of time to get from East Midlands Airport to Malaga. It's way quicker than a ship. There's no point if you're going from Liverpool to Belfast. But if you're getting like Newcastle to Lisbon, yeah, use a plane. Because it's quicker, it's cheaper. There you have it. So yeah, that's the video. Why we use planes? Answer the question. Make sure to follow the Instagram, join the Discord for updates about videos. And I'll see you for next video. Whenever that comes out, who knows, because my upload schedule has been not the best this year. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, see you in the next one.